Reedmere can be found a very short walk away from the static caravans that you'll see just after you've come through the security gate on your way into Lonsdale Park. It's an awesome lake. It's full of phenomenally good features, overhanging trees, little nooks and crannies, weed beds, reeds. It's just great all the way around. It's lovely and clear. There are nice big carp, there are big pike. Pike run to almost 30, so do the carp. There's perch, roach, rudd, tench, some eels, but also located within Reedmere are a couple of catfish. The biggest of which last came out at about £65. So it goes without saying, if you're going to fish this lake, make sure you've got good stout gear, because if they get themselves into the weeds, you can have a bit of fun. The pegs on opposite sides of the lake will now both take bivvies after Tony, the site manager, has done excellent work getting this lake together. Now let's have a little chat with Tony. So how many catfish you got in here, do you think, Tony?
I think there's 2 in here.
There's 2?
Yeah.
And now I know years back one of them came out and I think it was weighed at about 65.
Yeah.
A decade ago, right?
Yeah, a decade ago, yeah.
So I know it hasn't come out since then, but it's been seen, right?
It's been seen. I've got it on video. We had some residents here from Northern Ireland that seen it swimming past the rod tips, had the presence of mind, to film it.
Wow.
So I've put that on Facebook on the Catfish Conservation Group.
Go on. And how big do you think we're talking now?
It's got to be 80 plus pound.
Hell's bells.
Easy. It's
you need some serious gear to handle that, aren't you?
Yeah. It's every now and again. Nobody comes on and fishes for it, but every now and again, a carp angler, his reel slams into his alarm in the middle of the night. It just peels off line across the lake and ping, they snapped.
Dear me, heart attack territory.
Well, I didn't think it was in here. When I first started as site manager, I fished on this lake over there. I was catching carp, and I thought, they can't be catfish in here, what are they eating?
Well,
and then I found out they were eating swans.
Seriously?
Yeah. The swans had 6 cygnets, and they ate the lot. Every single one.
My
Yeah.
God.
Even had a go on the swan itself. I've seen them. I've seen it attacking the swan. So.
Goodness.
Phenomenal to see.
That's
crazy.
I've never caught one.
Me neither.
I don't think I've ever had one on.
No.
I think catfish, zander are the only species of British fish I haven't caught. Well, catfish aren't technically British.
No.
Been
These are
introduced.
Welsh catfish. These.
Right. So tell me what your plans are for here. I mean, I can see the work that you've done here. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm just going to pan left a little bit and just show them. Where you're stood now. You couldn't fish last year.
No.
Autumn 2020. You just couldn't. There's a great peg there. There's another one beyond that silver birch tree. And if I come round to the right and have a look, we've got a cracking peg there. You couldn't fish through here. It was all overgrown. There's a peg over yonder. Just by those reeds the other side, and there's another one the other side of that. I'm going to come around here and just show what you've done. And I know you've got a lot more planned. These steps now make it so much easier to get down to this lake and fish. It was always a bit slippy. It was just a matter of time before somebody went feet overhead and covered in mud and
broken tackle, an injury or something. Yeah.
Bit of humour at their own expense. But
yeah.
Anyway.
No, we're just trying to make it a little bit more inviting, a little bit more user friendly. We've opened some of the swims up, and I'm also going to try and make a little path through, open it up so that you can. It's one of the lakes here you haven't got access all the way round, and it'd make a fantastic little stalking lake,
wouldn't it?
It's a real chill out lake, really underfished. We're just trying to make it a little bit more inviting. People are missing out by not fishing on here. There's some great sport.
I've fished here 3 times in the break that we've been here, which is now 16 days, and I've had pike from pretty much where you stood, lure fishing across, and across over there is my favourite peg. It's a great big peg. Get 2 bivvies on there easily. And had pike to all sides over there, and I spooked a big pike over in that yonder corner. As you come around from Arches and you come in by the gate there, just as I came in that little back cut where that duck is, I spooked a very big pike, very broad back, and I would say that was middle upper 20s.
Oh yeah.
It was a good sized pike. It didn't go off in a crash and a spray. It just kicked its tail once, and it sort of, you know, gave me a derisory raised fin, and that was it. It was gone, you know. And it didn't show itself later on, which is unfortunate because that would have been fantastic. So I know you've got a fair bit of pondweed in here.
Yeah.
But having passed the drone camera over this lake, and all of the lakes for that matter, there's a lot of really good accessible swims to fish.
Yeah.
And what you really need to do when you arrive here is just get a plumb on and a float and just feel around and just find out where they are, if you don't already know.
It's fishable through the weed. If you use the right techniques, you know, choddies or big PVA bags, it's fishable.
Right.
There's lots of ornamental fish in here, lots of ghost carp and kois. So, and the invertebrates, the naturals that the weed provides, like, you know, the fish are only going to get bigger. Like, you know, they prefer to eat them than boilies. So,
goodness me. I like this lake, and
me too.
Other than this visit and my last visit, I pretty much not fished it because it was really difficult. Last time I fished the opposite bank only. This time, I fished here, and the other bank, and in that far corner. And I can see your plans are going to take this lake to a really big asset. Of Lonsdale Park.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So if you're coming here, folks, get yourself down onto Reed Mere. Have a little chat with Tony first. He'll give you some tips and pointers. Hopefully that will result in a good bag of fish.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Cheers, Simon.
Thank you, Tony.